So the automakers, some big automakers, are jumping into the subscription model. You don't know what the subscription model is. You do know what it is. If you just don't know what I'm referring to that silly thing that when you buy something that you don't own it anymore and you have to pay a monthly subscription fee to access it. You see that with all kinds of programs. It's big in games, it's big in programs. It's big in a number of things, right? It's the subscription model is such a great recurring income for these companies now. They've figured it out. Like, take for example, say QuickBooks. If you use QuickBooks back in the day, you'd buy QuickBooks whatever year. You'd buy that program. It might cost you $300 or something like that, but you have the program. It's yours. That's it. You don't have to buy updates or any of that kind of stuff to use it. Now they don't do that anymore. You buy a subscription to it and you pay for it monthly. So you might be a fan of it. You might not be a fan of it. I hate it. I think it's garbage. But the automakers are now trying to adopt this thing. I'm going to read this article here. This is the New York Post, so trashy, but in this case, we'll see how they go. So auto giants like BMW, GMC, and Toyota make drivers subscribe for basic features. Motorists are increasingly being forced to pay tacked-on fees and even sign up for pricey subscriptions to get basic features on their cars. And auto giants are telling investors this is only the beginning. Yeah, if you've ever bought, even Hyundai has blue something. I can't remember what it is, but it's basically the way you can control it through like your fob. You can control, or through your phone. I mean, you can control like locking your door, starting the car, that kind of stuff. There's some other features in that, but you have to pay for that service. I mean, it's irritating that they do that, but at the same time, it's kind of an additional thing. It's not like it's a feature on your car that is in your car solely, like, for example, heated seats that you'd have to pay for. These are the kinds of things that they're looking to make you have to pay for after the fact. It's completely garbage. BMW's recent move to charge car owners in several countries $18 per month to turn on the heated seats in their own vehicles sparked a public outcry, with some would-be buyers calling the move a deal breaker. By the way, you should avoid BMW anyway. They're good new, but that's about it. But it's not just BMW. Industry watchers and consumer advocates warn that the nickel and diming threatens to become standard as automakers chase a recurring revenue model pioneered by Elon Musk's Tesla. General Motors recently started requiring buyers of Buick, GMC, and Cadillac Escalade vehicles to pay $1,500 for the mandatory option of buying 3 years of OnStar service, which includes features like voice control and ability to unlock vehicles from a mobile app. OnStar had previously been optional since GM introduced it in 1996. It's just the beginning. Industry experts say as manufacturers look to transform cars from simple goods for sale into bases for recurring revenue that could fill coffers for years or decades. General Motors has told investors, check this out, it aims to generate up to $25 billion in software and services subscription revenue annually by 2030. Holy shit. Up from an estimated $2 billion in 2021. So they're thinking in 9 years they're going to jump that up. They're going to jump it up an extra $23 billion. Like, this is ridiculous. Stellantis, formerly known as Fiat Chrysler, is shooting for $23 billion by 2030. Most automakers in the last couple of years have started talking about generating huge increases in revenue over the next decade, primarily off the backs of software and other subscription services. Guidehouse Insights e-mobility analyst Sam Abelsamad told the Post. The approach that these companies are taking so far is certainly not customer-friendly, it added, singling out GM's mandatory OnStar as effectively a bogus and hidden price hike. The subscription push was pioneered by Tesla. Elon Musk, Elon, come on, buddy. Elon Musk's electric automaker charges $9.99 per month to access music streaming. Oh, that's okay. That's additional. Satellite maps and other features. It also asks a whopping $200 per month or $12,000 one-time payment to access its experimental full self-drive option. Well, okay, that's a little different. I mean, if the self-drive is part of something that you're paying for in the vehicle, okay. I mean, then if it's part of the package, it's part of the package. This is where they've kind of wrapped some bullshit in there with Tesla. I feel like they're going to do that anyway because everybody's against Elon. You're going to pay money per month for streaming, music streaming. There's no car that has music streaming for free. So that's a normal thing. I pay for Spotify. Well, actually, I technically don't. My buddy pays for it. I'm on his family plan. But somebody pays for my Spotify. But the one-time payment, at least it's a one-time payment. It's almost like adding a feature to your car. You have to pay for a lot of additional things when you buy your car, different features you can pay for. I'm not against that. It's these subscription models to stuff like heated seats. Like, are you kidding me? It's in the car already. Why am I paying a subscription fee for that? On Sunday, Musk announced on Twitter his company will hike the price of the FSD option by 25% to $15,000 starting September 5th. Okay, so whatever. That one's funny to me. It's self-driving. Like, you should have to pay for that. That's not something, cars don't typically come with self-driving. That's why they have gas and brake pedals and steering wheel and all that, right? So I don't know. That's a weird kind of like, weird to put that into the whole umbrella of the subscription model on these car manufacturers. Like, I feel like you're just throwing Tesla in there to try to illegitimize Elon. So blah, blah, blah said that the other automakers are fooling themselves with their plans to juice revenue through subscription plans and predicted they will run into consumer subscription fatigue, a trend recently evidenced by Netflix bleeding about 1.2 million subscribers in the first half of 2022. Well, they bled that many subscribers because I don't think they had that. I think there were a lot of people that were sharing and stuff. Anyways, just 25% of American car buyers say they would potentially be willing to pay extra for subscription car features, according to the Cox Automotive Survey from April. So, anyways, this carries on. Point is, yeah, subscription models bullshit for your car. If I buy a car and it has heated seats, I'm not paying you to use those heated seats. If you're not going to include that when I buy the car and I can't just control it, well, fuck you. I'll go buy another car. Like, it's really quite irritating that they're trying to add this subscription model into everything we do. You see it enough already. I'm kind of sick of it, but I mean, people have been getting used to doing this now when they're, you're paying these subscriptions for like music streaming and things like that. So they're kind of getting used to it, but where's the added benefit? At least if you're giving me something like self-driving, if you were giving me something like that, it's an added benefit that I normally wouldn't have or didn't pay for initially. I'm okay with that, but heated seats, I think I'll just leave my bum cold.